Hi guys, welcome to a new video. This is the Tech Maestro. In this video, we're talking about a very important question. I see this question being asked a lot, and sometimes I get asked this question myself. The question comes like, well, hi, I'm new to DevOps. I'm looking for a cloud platform to learn. Which cloud platform do you think I should learn first? Which cloud platform do you think you can recommend? Which cloud platform is easy for a total beginner to learn? So I thought of doing a video sharing my experience with the three platforms and just giving an honest opinion, or more like from my own perspective, what I think is best for a total beginner to like lay his or her hands on, considering the three cloud platforms we have, the most popular ones rather. So we have AWS, we have GCP, and we have Azure. So I'll be telling you my experience with them, and hopefully you learn from it and apply it in a way. So starting with it, we have three platforms. So let me tell you a story of my experience. So for the three cloud platform, I started with AWS, then I moved to GCP, then Azure. So actually GCP and Azure, they actually came at the same time, because I got into GCP through Google Cloud Scholarship with Andela. Then Azure, I got introduced to Azure by a friend. He just recommended I try Azure. It is a Microsoft student partner, so that's how I got introduced to Azure. So I started with AWS, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, I had a very bad experience with AWS. Let's go to their. So for now, I can't log into my AWS account because let's go to AWS. I can't log into my AWS account currently because I've been suspended, so it's blocked because I've exceeded my credits. They gave a free 1 year credit, and I've exceeded it, and that because of that I can't access it, and some charges were running under, so I did not know some of the services were still running. So I got like I got charged, and I don't have the money. Then they gave me 2 months warning or 60 days, I really can't remember. And since I was not able to pay up, I think it's like $15 or $10 to $15, so something like that. Since I was not able to pay up on time, my AWS account got suspended for now. So if I really want to get it back, I have to cover those charges and pay up. So starting with AWS, this is from a Medium article, and this is just how the AWS console looks like. I don't know if it has changed, but based on my last experience, this was how it looks like. It is really wide. It has a lot of services because AWS is like they are the oldest in the cloud platform. A lot of services. The console is okay, and it's very wide and can be very overwhelming if you're a total beginner. My experience with it was quite okay, but I had issues in not knowing how to stop services. Like sometimes you could think you have stopped the server, but some stuffs are still running under the hood. So I had issues knowing how to totally stop all my services. It was later along the line someone introduced me to infrastructure as code, that next time I should use something like Terraform or any AWS cloud formation to provision infrastructures on the platform and not directly from the console. So that was the mistake I made, and it wasn't really good. So my experience with AWS was not totally good. I felt overwhelmed. Because I felt I had to know every service here, and which is totally not possible. So honestly, I wouldn't recommend a beginner to start with AWS at all. AWS is out of the equation for me. If I would go back to relearn, I wouldn't start with AWS because it's quite wide, very very wide, and can be very overwhelming. And the issues of you having to pay bills and not knowing how to fully stop the services on time is really not beginner friendly. So I would say AWS is not beginner friendly. Then the second, then let's go to GCP. So for GCP, I don't have an account with GCP, but this is how it looks like. I don't have an account with GCP because of the billing stuff I had with AWS. So I had a very bad experience with AWS because of the billing. So I really did not want to put my card into GCP. I really did not want to incur extra charges for my card, so I did not create an account for GCP. But I practice with GCP using Quick Labs, which is provided via the scholarship I'm on. So I got to Quick Labs is like a platform. They provide like dummy login and dummy password, which you use to access the Google Cloud platform. So this is how the Google Cloud platform looks like. This is how GCP looks like. So far it has been awesome. It is minimal, it is less overwhelming compared to AWS. It is quite okay. The user interface is alright. It is neat. I'll say it is neat, and I can totally recommend this. But the only issue I'm having is credit. Like I'm not sure if the credits on GCP will be enough for practice, because I'm someone that likes to practice. I practice a lot. I like to try new stuff. So I really have not tried that, but I'm really enjoying GCP. It's quite okay, and to an extent it's beginner friendly. It's very okay, and your best bet is to try and access GCP through scholarships or through Quick Labs, so that way you don't get to incur extra charges on your credit card and you get to practice as much. Although Quick Lab is kind of streamlined such that you can't do things outside what the credits are meant for. So in the scholarship I'm on, the Quick Labs are to fulfill a particular purpose. Maybe like the exercise for the Quick Lab was to provision a server, and the server must have a specific set of resources, so you can't do outside that range. So that's just the only downside to it, but besides that, it's awesome. It's okay. It's beginner friendly. Then to Azure. So this is how the Microsoft, this is currently my account. I have an account with Microsoft Azure, and it's been quite okay. It's minimal. The user interface is cool. It is less overwhelming compared to AWS. It is almost the same thing with GCP, I would say, just that it is a bit more concise, and I think I found it easier because I came from GCP and AWS already, so it was quite easy for me to absorb this. And one thing I like about Azure, which also is GCP, is their documentation is quite explanatory, very explanatory. Especially Azure, because their documentation was super helpful. And Azure credits, yeah, this is the credits. Can I access this? Oh, there's no new notification. There is okay, yeah, my subscription. So you could get to see your subscription. I don't know, but they give you a particular amount, I think $100 or $150 if you use your student account. So I'm currently using a student account, which is very nice. And see, you can see here free services for 12 months. So I have access to free services for 12 months, and it is so friendly, and I get to practice a lot, and it is easy for me to delete all my resources and get notified if some of my resources are still running under the hood. So to me, I found Azure the easiest out of the three. I found Azure really beginner friendly because of the documentation, because of the space it provides for me to practice as much as I can, and I easily get notified if something is still running, and there's a constant update. Like if I leave a service still running, I get notified. Like I'll see $2, I'll see my money going down. So let's say I had $200. If I leave a service still running, probably like after 2 hours, I get a notification. I'll see my Azure balance is like $180. Another 2 hours I see. So there's a constant update for you to quickly know, oh, a service is still running and that service is taking your money or your subscription amount. And I also like the fact that there is a student account which they provide you ample free services for 12 months, which is really good, and it supports students. So That's one plus. So if you're a total beginner, like total beginner, how my from my perspective, here's what I would recommend. I would say you should start with Azure, then read the documentation, watch tutorials online. I use YouTube a lot. I watch a lot of concepts I don't understand on YouTube. So you can start with Azure. If you get confused, read the documentation. They have beautiful documentations, very explanatory, and links to videos. Others have, but I'm just saying the one that is much more friendly to a beginner, easy to understand. So I would say start with Azure. If you're a bit comfortable with Azure, if you understand the concepts clearly, you can move to GCP. GCP2 is okay. It's quite less overwhelming, and it contains a lot of services which you can actually understand and quickly pick up before. So if you get these two clearly, if you really understand these two, then you can progress to AWS. So that's my little advice from my experience. So if you're a beginner out there, you're looking for a cloud platform to start, I would definitely suggest you start with Azure or GCP. If you're on a scholarship, if you want to start with GCP, get a scholarship. Like they usually release Google Cloud scholarships, so you get that type of scholarship, because those scholarship provides you with a lot of quick labs access which you can use to practice with GCP, just to avoid extra charges on your card in case you finish a lot of the credits that have been given to you. That's why I prefer Azure. So my recommendation is Azure, then or get a scholarship for GCP. Then if you're comfortable with Azure or GCP, you can definitely progress to AWS. I hope you found this video helpful and some of your questions have been answered. And if you're looking forward to more questions you have, you can leave them in the comments below. I can do a video answering them. Alright, we'll be progressing on this journey together, and I'll be keeping you guys updated. Bye now.